This is a story about small people, the cemetery keeper. Years before 1950s, the Philippines did not have adequate primary health services, and private medical practitioners were few in places other than in big cities. Many communities suffered outbreaks of ailments, which could have been prevented by vaccination. The dreaded smallpox struck Steve's town of Danao, affecting many residents. Steve among them. He was in his teens when smallpox disfigured his face with bookmarks. Steve's real name was Esteban. Lived his teen years and many years of adulthood suffering from humiliation with his bookmarked face and a moniker in the vernacular which English equivalent is bookmarked Steve. Steve's face was like being punctured with craters similar to the moon's surface. In a group of friends, Steve often became the butt of jokes and invented funny tales. Steve's distressing predicament made it difficult for him to seek any job. Behind his bookmarked face, he maintained a steely resolve to find himself a respectable slot in the social structure of the community. He dug latrines and graves and sold candles and coffins. He was almost one of the first to offer condolences and assistance to a buried family and was usually around during prayers. Undaunted with the playful taunts and jokes of his bookmarks, Steve learned a hilarious way to get back at his main tormentors, some of the town's machos. It was one occasion that Steve discovered a way. He came brave of office drinking and sharing jokes with man and women friends, and one started to jokingly comment on his bookmarked face. Steve slowly approached the guy, swiftly gripped his shoulders and planted and rubbed his bookmarked face against the guy. Since then, he received fewer and fewer taunts and jokes. Few years after graduation, I moved to work in Manila, and it was like moving to another country. When grandmother Christina passed on, I came back to Danao and encountered Steve again during grandmother's wake. I smiled and mumbled some greetings to him. Then I saw Steve came out. He shook my hands, offered condolences, and went with me into my aunt's burial tomb. Unlike before, the cemetery was now very well kept and trees overlooked the tombs. I left Danao with confidence that the serenity of my ancestors' resting place was watched over by Steve, the cemetery keeper.